Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your October 2018 general horoscope reading. So, Aquarius, I'm not gonna lie. I usually deliver these monthly intuitive messages and astrology within one take. You know, just one take here. But for you guys this month, I've had to check myself at least twice now, 2 or 3 times, because the time just hasn't been right. You know, the time and the energy has just been a little off. So, you know, I'm kind of interested to see what pops up for you this month, Aquarius, and see what maybe recent events, you know, have been happening that may be bringing this on. So, you know, we'll psychically investigate here with the tarot and the runes, of course. But first, as always, I'm going to start with the astrology. Drop me a comment below. Let me know how last month went, how you're feeling now, you know, what's cracking. Let me know, Aquarius. All right, so October 5th, Aquarius, we have Venus going retrograde. So this is important to pay attention to because, as always, with retrograde planets, it's usually more internal and reflective with that planet and its energy. So in this case, you know, relationships, relationship matters, money matters. You'll probably experience some delays with those. It is much more plausible for delays to happen. And it's a time to just be more introspective with that. You know, even if you're waiting, Aquarius, on some resolvement or some finality in those areas, you know, you just might have to wait until Venus goes direct again before you get the final outcome and it really happens and manifests. So just, you know, take the time to reflect and make any changes, you know, strategic changes or emotional changes that you need to during this time. Then on October 8th, we'll have the Libra new moon. And, you know, fellow air sign Libra is, so Aquarius, this should feel good for you. And the Libra new moon, you know, for the whole moon cycle, the whole waxing cycle, woo! We have a couple of cards popping out. Woohoo! I'm just going to let all the cards fly out for you, Aquarius. I feel like that's what we should do for you here. So, Libra new moon. You'll probably experience, you know, yourself and others around you exercising more cooperation, more compromise. You know, it's easy. It'll be easier to compromise with others compromising more with you. You know, finding that middle ground will take a toll around this time. And especially when it comes to that kind of stuff and finding balance within relationships, partnership, because Libra is ruled by Venus. So pay attention to that. The following day on the 9th, Mercury will move into Scorpio. So this brings our communication, speaking, writing, that kind of stuff, more attention to the deeper things, you know, in-depth, soulful conversations. You know, so expect some of that, you know, and expect even, you know, with this Scorpio being there, talking about more dark matters, you know, the ugly side to things, the ugly side to you, your character, others' character traits and flaws. That stuff comes out. And then also sexual conversations, anything that has to do with sexuality, sexual promiscuity, you know, that kind of stuff we might see also coming out more in talk shows or in the media. So watch out for that. On October 23rd, the sun will enter Scorpio. And so, you know, this is just really about honoring in Scorpio season the depth of a soul, the depth of your soul, Aquarius. And whoop, we've got another jumper here. And also in Scorpio season, you might feel the need to end and then begin anew more, because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, all about death, rebirth, ending a cycle to begin a fresh new cycle. And so you might, just find yourself having that desire, to lay down a habit, to lay down an old routine, old job, old method of working, or old way of handling relationships, of handling compromise within relationships, handling tension and problems in relationships, that kind of stuff, all right? October 24th will be the Taurus full moon. And so this full moon, man, especially whatever you focus on and seed around that Libra new moon, it's going to be manifesting big at this Taurus full moon. Taurus is an earth sign, so this moon, I intuitively feel, is speaking of just the fruits of your labor, your efforts, really physically manifesting. And then we have Venus sextiling Saturn as well on this day. And so there's an element of those who are in power, or your boss, your manager at work, that kind of, those kinds of people are going to be softened with this energy. You might just see a softer side to your boss, to your manager, to larger heads of corporations in the world. Just people in power softening their dealings and their approach. So, now could be a good time to ask for what you want and get it more easily. So watch out for that. We're going to talk about just a couple more days. And then October 31st, Halloween, Aquarius. Happy Halloween in advance. We'll talk about that day in specific and what's going on astrologically and all that in the extended reading, which of course that link will be below. We're going to get to your intuitive message. So I'm going to go ahead and take you down here, Aquarius, and you can watch me wait for the last card here to show up. And then we're gonna take a breath or two and draw some rune stones, and I'm gonna cast those over your reading. Woo! I feel like that almost wanted to come out, but nah, we're gonna give it a little bit more time here, Aquarius. Oh, nope, not it. Aquarius. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, I guess you're gonna get two. All right, woo. Okie dokie. All right. Okay. Just a reminder too, Aquarius, I want to say, if you don't know your rising or moon sign, check that. And also watch the video for that if especially your rising sign is different. Because there can be some other information that you might want, might gather from. So, but here we go. You have the Four of Pentacles at the center of your reading. And so really, listening and tuning into this here, this to me is speaking of, Aquarius, many of you still holding on too tightly to something, to someone even. Or holding on just too tightly to, avoid getting hurt again, avoid tension, avoid the disappointment again. That message is coming across strongly with the Four of Pentacles. There's a big feeling of being conservative with yourself and holding back, you know, and I'm getting that it has to do with, you know, really protecting yourself and trying to center yourself again. And Libra season is going to be amazing for you to do that in. You know, here we have the 5 of Wands. You know, so recently, you know, it looks like a lot of you Aquariuses have dealt with some struggles, some outbreaks, some tension, you know, some conflicts with others around you. You know, and this is showing, you know, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration here. And, you know, this is showing up in your recent past. And, you know, you did have Aquarius, you had Mars in your sign while it was retrograde, you know, just like a week back it turned direct or so. And so, you know, you are probably feeling this kind of aggression and frustration and stuff more so than other signs. And so, you know, there's still a feeling and a sense of you recalibrating back from that. And especially, you know, bouncing back from whatever fights, whatever, you know, that conflict was with other people or that other person. You know, this is gone. This is done with. Know that this is done with. And now, you know, here in Libra season, I love this with the Queen of Swords showing up down here, Aquarius. The Queen of Swords is giving you, you know, absolute focus and rational thinking again. You know, being completely rationally and feeling balanced more in your mind, you know, with the decisions you're making again. You know, this is happening on a very internal level for you this month, where you're really, you know, just working on your focus and clearing out, you know, this overly stimulating energy, because you don't need that overly stimulating energy. It causes anxiety, it causes problems, and you don't want that. You don't need that. And so, you know, this month, this is beautiful. This is exactly what you need to do here. And the Queen of Swords is really helping you out, you know, and gaining a clearer mind, you know, a set mind again, and free from that anxiety, free from that overstimulation and, you know, excessive energy there. And here we have the 10 of Wands showing up as well in October for you as well. And so there is a little bit of, you're running into the risk here, Aquarius, with burning yourself out. You know, there's still an energy here. Mars is, you can still see Mars lighting up in the sky. So even though Mars is technically direct now, you can still see it in the sky. And so there's still a little bit of energy lingering around, and you just might be feeling like there's a lot of heaviness that you're having to let go of. You know, maybe some baggage you're having to let go of, you know, baggage with old relationships, with the conflict that you had in the recent past, having to surrender even, you know, just to some of the lessons and forces that are at B, you know, not fighting it. And, you know, the 10 of Wands is just about, you know, taking on a lot, you know, a lot of work, a heavy load. And so there's something here, though, about, you know, this is 10. This is the 10 of Wands. So it's about, you know, that being released, you laying this burden down here in October. And that's really coming from, you know, this Queen of Swords, you know, you figuring out and understanding what you need to take from what you've learned in the recent past here, and, you know, releasing what it is that you don't need, or the feelings that you don't need to be carrying anymore. And I'm taking you back up here with me now. All right. Oh, we forgot. Before I finish your reading, I got to get some clarity for you. Hold on, you're coming back down here, Aquarius. I want to draw some rune stones for you so we can just get a little bit more insight before I move into, I'm feeling 4. Yeah, these 4. Okay, here we go. Woo! Got a jumper already. Here we go. Okie dokie. Okay. Yeah, you know, I want to go back to the Queen of Swords real quick and say you are being encouraged to put your focus and your mind on something else. On something else. And creating more clarity for yourself. And I'm getting with Manaz over here. You have Manaz sitting underneath the 10 of Wands. That burden and heaviness that we mentioned. So with Manaz being down there, it's going to be really beneficial, I feel like, for some of you Aquariuses to simply ask for help, or, you know, just have a heart-to-heart. You know, do that scorpionic in-depth conversation, you know, discuss all of it, you know, the good and the ugly, with someone you trust, you know, or even seeing a counselor. You know, Manaz speaks of sharing and sharing the load, sharing the burden, getting involved with others. And so Aquarius, you know, it's, I feel Manaz is actually a very beautiful and natural energy for you. Out of all the runes, to me, it resonates with your sign the most because it's about the collective and it's about learning how to be interdependent and being like that humanitarian. And sometimes you need others to help you, you know, them helping uplift your burden and not you always helping out, you know, with the baggage and uplifting others. But sometimes you need that as well. And that's what you're being given here in October. Libra season is really like, it's just like blowing. It's this wind-blown sort of energy that Queen of Swords has given you essentially here. Where it's like, okay, we're diverting our focus. We're cutting out and releasing, you know, all this baggage and tension that we've carried. Don't have to keep that heavy burden with you. No, you don't, Aquarius. And ask others for help. Confide. It is a month to confide in others. And then look how we end here. We have the Page of Pentacles. So, this is about, I'm getting the message of taking on this, it's like this new sort of perspective on some of your recent experiences here. And looking at things, looking at those lessons of those experiences, of that conflict that you had, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, what did you gain? What did you learn from that? The Page of Pentacles is a learner. He's a novice. And so it might be a really good month as well for you to start a new physical sort of routine, I'm getting. You know, start a new workout plan. That could be really beneficial for you. And, you know, start, you know, going outside, walking barefoot. That could be really helpful with this energy. Take some more time to connect, have fun as well, because you had the 4 of Wands as your bonus card here. And so this also could be, you know, I'm getting like this is kind of like a doorway opening up for you. Some surprising sort of friendship or new intimate relationship is popping in here almost to come and save the day in some way, or to teach you something else. I'm getting too, since it is beside the Page of Pentacles. This person might be the one who's kind of giving you that fresh perspective, Aquarius. So it's really beautiful. And you're getting it through simply having fun, through going out, having a good meal together, having a drink, catching up, laughing, and it's just with Thurisaz popping up here, the rune Thurisaz. Thurisaz is like a powerful rune. I like saying it. It's a rune of sudden changes and shifts, but it's bringing you luck. Thurisaz has that quality to it. And, with it being paired with the page, it's definitely, I'm getting that fresh, new perspective is just kind of being brought to your awareness, brought to your knowledge, being able to really download and digest it, look at it, all the components of it, all the components of something here. I'm getting it has to do with the recent past though. And really implementing that and like going forward with your relationships, it's look at this together. The Page of Pentacles is taking what he has learned, what he's learning here, and implementing it with these people over here, the Four Wands there, with that new relationship popping up, with that growing right there. So do that. It's going to prove to be really beneficial. And at the bottom of the deck, look at this, Nine of Cups. Aquarius, Nine of Cups. This is reaching a point of emotional satisfaction. And I'm getting, you might be feeling more of this towards the end of Libra season, towards that full moon in Taurus. You'll be feeling a lot more emotionally content and feeling it within your body. For sure. Yeah, I'm getting also too, I want to touch base back with the Four of Pentacles being at the center, because he had sigil fall onto it. And so sigil sometimes can be a very self-absorbed kind of energy and rune. And with the Four of Pentacles, that is what is coming across. And so what I'm getting is that you might be just holding a little too much within your body. But it starts and has started, within your mind, Aquarius. And that's why the Queen of Swords is coming in here to the rescue, to knock it out, diverting your focus here this month, do it. Divert that focus, because there's no reason you should hold on to this kind of nasty tension and that. No way, Jose. You don't have time for that in your life. So overall, this is really beautiful. Libra season is proving to be really sort of just you leveling out and tipping the scales where you need, Aquarius. Yeah. And don't be afraid to start that new routine that we talked about too up here. I feel like that's something that's really can be really quite beneficial for you. So, woohoo! Aquarius, I trust you will use all this information to the best of your ability, and I look forward to hearing from you guys to see what's going on. The extended video link will be down below. Of course, you get to pick your animal spirit guide. I lay out 3 also with your oracle message. And this is the Sacred Traveler deck, and it is so beautiful. I mean, look at some of these. It's just gorgeous. And they have beautiful messages. It's a gorgeous deck. So you'll get your oracle and animal spirit in the extended. And if you do want to do a one-on-one reading with me, all that information below in the descriptions box as well. So all the best this month, Aquarius. Talk to you soon.